Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, guys. In this video, we're going to be discussing how the Salafi Aqeedah confuses people on the issue of Tafwid. Okay, so here I'm on Islamic question and answer. Someone is asking a question about Tafwid. Now, we're going to go over the answers. Then I'm going to show you something from Ibn Kathir. And I'll show you what is missing between the two explanations that is being given here. And I'll show you how this works, okay? So, let's just get straight to the point. So it says, praise be to Allah. Firstly, Tafwid with regards to the sifat of Allah, may He be exalted, has two meanings. Okay, so this is the first meaning. The first meaning of Tafwid, according to the Salafis, okay, is a correct meaning of Tafwid. What is this correct meaning? It is affirming the wording and the meaning to which it points, then leaving knowledge of how it is to Allah. So we affirm the beautiful names and sublime attributes, and we acknowledge and believe in their meanings, but we do not know how they are. Okay, so that's their position on Tafwid. Okay, so we take the meaning, the wording, the lafz, and the meaning of the word as it appears, like as it normally is, and then we leave the how to God. Okay, so let's read further. I'll show you the problem now. So we believe that Allah, may He be exalted, rose over the throne in a real sense, as befits His Majesty, in a manner that is not like the action on the part of human beings. Okay? But how that occurred is unknown to us. Hence, we leave knowledge of how it occurred to Allah. As Malik said, and others said, when asked about the istawa, the rising of over is known, but how is unknown. Okay, so and many of these kind of explanations. Okay, so we affirm the attributes without likening Him to His creation or discussing how. Okay, so they will say laysa kamithlihi shay. Now, you might be thinking like, okay, what is the problem with this? What is the problem? Okay, the problem is here. Okay, when they say that in a manner that befits God, in a manner that is not like the action on the part of a human being. See, they are negating something also. They are saying, okay, we believe in istawa, in its real meaning, but not in the manner that applies to human beings. Now, this is the missing part. This is the missing part that I'm going to show you Ibn Kathir that clarifies it more, to show you what you have to actually do to affirm Tafwid. Okay, so let's go to that now. So, in Ibn Kathir tafsir on istawa, okay, look at his own explanation, and I'll show you what's missing from the Salafi and what they cannot do. The moment they do this, then we have no problem with them, but they don't. They don't because they are what? They are mushabbiha mujassima. Okay, that's why. So, Ibn Kathir is explaining here on the issue of istawa. People have said a great deal on this topic, and this is not the place to expound on what they have said. On this matter, we follow the early Muslims, the Salaf, Malik, Awza'i, Thawri, late etc. Okay, and others among the Imams of the Muslims, both ancient and modern. That is, to let the verse in question pass as it has come, without saying how it is meant, without likening it to created things. Okay, and without nullifying it. Without ta'til, okay? You don't nullify it, you don't do tashbih, and you don't do takyif, right? The literal, this is now the added part. Listen to this. The literal meaning, dhahir, that occurs to the minds of the anthropomorphist, al-mushabbihin, is negated of Allah. For nothing from His creation resembles Him. This is the part that I wanted to hear. See, what is the literal meaning that appears to the mind of the mushabbihin? Okay, and it's being negated. You have to add that extra part. You have to, so look at what he did here. He already negated the, okay, he said, let it pass as it's come, without saying how, without likening it to created things. He already said that. Do you see? He already said without likening. The Salafis say this too, without likening, right? And without nullifying it, okay, you don't nullify the thing. Then he said, the literal meaning that occurs to the mind of the anthropomorphist is negated. That is the part, the negativa, is negating what appears to the mind of the anthropomorphist. Now, what is this thing that appears to the mind of the anthropomorphist? It is spatial extension and the relation of spatial things to each other. So the Salafi cannot deny that. So if they were to be consistent with this principle, they will be fine. They will just be mufawwid people. But they don't. Okay? That's the point I'm making here. So they will say all this, we do Tafwid al-Kayf. And they think it's okay. What they are hiding from you is this. They don't negate the literal meaning that appears to the mind of the anthropomorphist, because to them, there's nothing wrong with the anthropomorphist. Do you understand what I'm saying? The only issue they have with, for instance, the word on the issue of jism, the only issue they have with the word jism is the word. They have a problem with that word because it's innovated. We don't know where it came from. But the concept behind it, they affirm. They affirm it because they believe God is spatio-temporal. Do you understand? So, even from their negation of likening, we can prove our point already. Like if you say that without likening it to creation. And me, I know that the way creation, if I want to describe the istawa of a human being now, how will I describe it? First of all, the thing that is doing the istawa has to be spatially extended. Then, the thing that is going to do istawa over, they have to have a spatial relation. And then, the istawa is from one point to the other point. If you want to negate all of that, then God will not be spatio-temporal. There will not be spatial relation between God and the thing that is doing istawa over. That is how you do the negation. But you don't do that because you hide it. You hide that part, that spatial-temporal part that you already believe is necessary. If you read Ibn Taymiyyah's work, that is the part you're hiding. You don't understand that point. So, Ibn Kathir adding that extra points to say that, see, even though we have said God is not like the creation, there's also the meaning that appears to the mind of the anthropomorphist, the literal zahir meaning. You have to deny that. Salafis cannot do that. They don't do that. They don't do that extra part. So if you say hand, what if I say, okay, I affirm it. I affirm the meaning. I pass it as it comes without, without likening it to God, and then denying a spatially extended hand. If you can do that, I dare you to do that. I dare you to do that. Because the anthropomorphist, what appears to his mind, do you know what appears to his mind? Is not a human hand being hand, is a spatially extended thing. Whatever it is spatially extended. You have to deny that if you want to be consistent. But you don't. You hide that part from the people. You maintain spatial temporality in God's essence. You think that if God does not have a spatial extension or size, God does not exist. That's what you believe. That's what you're hiding. That's why this address of Ibn Kathir is actually directed to you. You guys are the mushabbihin that is talking about there. Because you hide the spatial temporal part of your Aqeedah. So much so that many of your followers don't even know this. They come to my channel and they are surprised whenever I tell them that you actually believe this. They'll be like, no, we don't believe that. You do believe that. So when you're saying Tafwid of Kayf, and it's not strange that you give examples of other creatures. You'll be talking about jinn and the soul and other beings that have hand and this thing. Because you are maintaining the same, the similarity that is necessary between all of them. You are maintaining it. You are not negating it. So your Tafwid al-Kayf is affirmation. You are not doing any Tafwid al-Kayf anything. The only thing you don't know is exactly how it is. You know, you have a general idea or understanding of what it is, but you don't know how it is exactly. That's the only difference. If you can add this extra part of denying the meaning that appears to the mind of the anthropomorphist, do that. Deny that. Then we'll see that we are on the same point. Even though some, like the Asharis, they also accept that you can be a mufawwidah or you can do ta'wil. If you don't want to do ta'wil, you can be a mufawwidah. And if you want to be a mufawwidah, you have to deny something. It's not just, we leave the meaning to God. Yes, we leave the meaning of hand. Like, let's say I'm a mufawwid now. I'll say, okay, the eye, the hand, all those things, right? You don't want to do ta'wil of it. No problem. I affirm it. The word has come. Now, in the meaning, there's a reason. Do you know the reason why you have to deny the literal meaning that appears to the mind of the anthropomorphist? Because in the meaning, the first thing that appears to the mind is the one that applies to creatures. So when you say hand, the first meaning I will argue that will come to your mind is the hand of a man. But you can also think, okay, maybe not just a human being, a chimpanzee has hand too, and other animals, they have hand. So then you can extend it. But the first meaning is that if you now want to deny that, there's something common in all of them. They are spatially extended. If you truly want to deny it, you have to deny spatial extension. If you don't deny spatial extension, you are still affirming a hand, not just exactly like the human one, but from the hadith of Adam alayhi salam from my last video. You already know where this goes. Anyway, we are not even talking about that yet. We're talking about their concept of tafwid itself. And for some reason, if you look at this post, he says he gave the first one I read to you, that is the correct tafwid. Now, this is the wrong tafwid. He says, the second meaning of tafwid, which is incorrect, is affirming the wording without understanding what it means. You see, they understand what it means. Now you might be thinking, what is it that they understand? Let me tell you. Let's say we take the hand now, and me, I affirm the name, and I consign the meaning to God. They'll say, what do you mean you consign the meaning to God? You know the meaning. I'm like, okay, I know the meaning of what? The meaning of hand as it applies to creatures. That's what I know. I don't know. So if you want to deny that, then I can even make the argument from there. But the point is that, look at what they're saying. That it is incorrect if you say you don't understand what it means. Is it the word that I don't know? I know the word now. Like, I know what the meaning of hand is. I know it. Nobody is denying that. But in reality, that's what we are talking about. Is what matters. It's not just understanding a concept. Like, I know the meaning of this concept. And even that, some people have made arguments that there's no meaning that the kayf is not attached to it. That the kayf is embedded in the meaning itself. Because unless it's a completely abstract concept that you abstract from particulars. So I can go into that, but I'm just showing you something here. You see that part that Ibn Kathir added? That is the missing part. They don't add that. You will never see them when they're defining the correct tafwid, and then they will say the zahir meaning that comes to the mind of the anthropomorphist. You have to deny that. They will never say that because it's addressing them. That's the point of this video. Anyway, see you guys later. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.